When you get a taste of the cold steel, then you'll know what I'm talking about. There usually is no justice. When you start to figure out how the system really works, a lot of you people listening, perhaps, are some of the people that hide yourself from reality and you think things are fair. Well, that person must have done something for that to happen to them. And I'm here to tell you, think whatever you want to think, but I'll say the truth as well. Things happen and it has nothing to do with you. It's not your fault. Things can happen to you and it's not your fault. You don't have to do anything for things to happen to you. If someone's walking down a street and they get mugged by a mugger, they didn't ask for that to happen, and they might not be at fault at all. The reason they were mugged was solely because the mugger mugs people. And so, my point is, you can blame the victims as much as you want, because it makes you feel safer. It makes you feel as if there's a reason and a rhyme that's fair for why this happened, so you don't have to worry about something happening to you that's completely unfair. But the truth is, something probably will happen to you that's completely unfair. People within the legal system find out, one thing they find out is that the majority of innocent people who go through the system plead guilty. Now, when I explain why, you'll say, well, that makes sense. But you didn't know that, and that's scary, and they're innocent. As one lawyer said, there's tons of innocent people in prison. So I'll explain why the majority of innocent people who go through the system plead guilty. Because if they go to trial and lose, the penalties are far stiffer. They could end up in prison for years, as opposed to maybe being able to go home with a record, or only spend a less time in jail or prison than they would if they went to trial. So they may even say to the judge, I'm really actually innocent, but officially they're going to plead guilty. Unofficially, they're going to put it in the records that they said they didn't do it, but they're going to plead guilty. And that ruins their life. Things happen to people. If you work in a medical field, which I did, I was also in clinicals as a nursing student, a registered nurse, RN. I was in clinicals. I dropped out of clinicals. I went into business school after that. And then I dropped out of business school and just focused on business. I figured things out before I even went into business school, but I just wanted to check business school out real quick. Anyway, you'll find out in the medical field there's a lot of horrible things that happen to people. People are in a lot of horrible situations. Horrible accidents have occurred. And you just start putting the pieces together and you realize you need to be careful. You realize that you need to be careful. Because you only get one life that you know of. And things are not fair. And people are not equal. What one man can do, another man can't do. I'll say it again. What one man can do, another man can't do. There's tons of people who are not equal to Bruce Lee or Michael Jordan. Okay? And they're not at the top of the heap either. There are people over them. My point here is, it's not fair or equal. It doesn't even out. And the legal system is not fair. Okay? The news, they're not fair. They don't tell the truth about a lot of things. You're not getting an accurate picture about a lot of things. They don't even put it on the news. They skip stories all the time so people don't get an idea of what's really going on and how things really are. Okay? I've had to deal with the legal system, and I've learned a lot about it, and it's unfair. I knew that before this stuff happened. I was a criminal justice major before I was a nursing major at Youngstown State University. And before that, I was training with people who were already within the legal system, including one federal air marshal. I got to hang out with him, and we would talk about the legal system. I got to go on a secret base and all of that stuff. But I've become very versed within my lifetime when it comes to the legal system and the world, period. And things are not fair. People are not equal. Situations do not equal out. And it seems like justice is done sometimes, but usually justice is not done. You hear about times when justice has been done that makes you feel like justice is being done all the time. What about all the stuff you don't hear about? Which is the majority of what's going on, what you don't know about. So I'm making people aware of my situation so you can learn from it and understand how unfair the justice system is. The women who lied on me, being falsely accused, when someone falsely accuses you, they're murder attempting you. They're attempting murder. They know you can end up dead, going through the system, going to jail, going to prison. People attacking you because they heard you did a heinous crime and you didn't even do it. It's attempted murder. Okay, the women that they have caught already lying on me, they did not talk about it in the news, and they have not prosecuted. The rest of the women, it will be exposed, probably not publicly, they probably won't put it on the news, but I will bring evidence to prove that the rest of the women were lying too. But the women from 2015 have already been proven to be liars. And they're not the only ones. I did prove in court that certain people were lying. They were all lying, but I really dug in a certain case, which had two people in court at that particular time. And I won my case. I still got convicted, though. They knew what was going on. Even an officer said, "You did a very good job in court." I did, but it was fixed. So my point here is, things are not fair. It's very dangerous out there. Period. This is Mr. Jones. Have a great and productive day.